Hi everyone. Today I am here and I've got a very strange request from a very young girl who said that she wants to spread the message of why Gen X or those under the age of 30 need holistic nutrition. She herself is a very young girl and she wanted to understand as well as spread the message of eating right, living the right lifestyle, so that you can be high energy and enjoy your everyday, be alive every day. And that is the focus of today's live. So, thank you so much, Anjali. That's Books XP. She is going to be live with me, and I have just sent to her. Those of you on Facebook can join in my Instagram at Rachna Restores to view this Q&A with this wonderful, bright young woman. And there she is. Hey, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
All good, all good. So this is amazing, Anjali, that you could think of this wonderful topic, and the fact that your generation of people should know about holistic nutrition. So thank you so much for wanting to spread that message.
Thank you so much for doing it with us. And I'm so grateful to you. I really want to know what is holistic nutrition, what is holistic healing.
Yeah, so holistic healing is the body's own innate ability to heal itself when it is given the right input. So, holistic healing is not complicated or not to do with medicines. It is how, whatever you may believe in, God, nature, how we are made to repair. Now, that repair work with the current inputs in the right circumstances is fairly miraculous in the way it happens. And that's what holistic healing is. So, you've got to give it the right input.
Wow, I have heard this type of definition for the first time.
That's okay. I think I'm also one in a kind. I keep telling people, they just say, "Okay, are you a doctor? Are you a nutritionist? Are you a dietitian?" I said, "No, no, no." So I'm not in a box. So you will not hear an in the box or a structured response from me as well.
This is great because structured responses are everywhere,
Oh
but
yeah,
nobody should be able to adapt to them.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely, yeah,
I have some major questions. Like, this is what is holistic nutrition? That you have given an amazing answer. Next is like, what are the ways in which we people who do not want to do something extravagant, because see, it is very simple. Holistic healing is simple.
yeah. Very
It is
simple.
not something. So that thought is off from my
Yes,
mind.
yes.
So, what are the ways in which we can incorporate these things like holistic living into our life?
Okay. So, okay, let's step back a bit and understand what are youngsters today grappling with. Young women and men, and I would classify it between the ages of 17, 18 to 28, 29. This age group is really struggling. Now, at the base of this struggle is a lot of anxiety about the future, anxiety about when will this entire thing end, where is our career going. We are cooped up at home. This is the time that we want to go out and enjoy, and this is our life. That spiral of anxiety, scientifically, is doing a few things inside your body. Okay, so there is anxiety. It causes the stomach to release excessive acids. Okay, now these excessive acids are stripping the stomach lining and making the digestive system weak. When the digestive system becomes weak, the absorption of nutrients becomes low. When absorption of nutrients becomes low, two things happen. It's not just nutritional status, it's also release of toxins, which becomes slow. So your liver becomes sluggish, your kidneys become sluggish. So you are not getting enough nutrients to have a strong immune system, and you are not having an efficient detoxification system because of the stomach acids produced due to the anxiety that had happened. When there is not, when the release of toxins is not happening, then what happens? Then they will start building up. So in women, they will cause hormonal issues, hair fall, acne, mood swings. In men, they are going to cause cholesterol, high sugar, imbalances like sexual dysfunction. And in women, it also causes, no desire as well, low body image. Now imagine all you did was worry about the future. And look at what happened, right? So you step back and you say that what is the way to fix this? How do you fix your anxiety? First of all, some things are in our control, some things are not in our control. Can we sit down and make a list of those? Right? I want to be in Paris right now under the Eiffel Tower is not in my control. No? So if I want to get stressed about that, that is an illogical stress factor, right? But I want to get a better job or start my own business is tangible. Now, for that tangible thing, what are the steps that you need to work towards it? Can you start journaling those? So you're working towards a plan.
Yes.
Yeah. Secondly, people who don't like to journal, what can they do? Everybody has a phone. Make audio notes. You are talking to somebody, even if it's talking to the phone and recording your voice, you are taking out your inner burdens and anxiety. Half the problem gets resolved when we start talking about something, right? So even
Right.
if you don't want to talk about it to your parents, friends, loved ones, it doesn't matter. You can, there are coping techniques that you can incorporate by doing voice notes on your phone and releasing your stress. The second thing that you do is at a physical level, which will affect you emotionally. Very, very simple. Just make sure you eat 50% vegetables. Point one. Any vegetable you get is full of anxiety releasing antioxidants which calm your gut, which calm your brain. They'll do both the functions together. Okay, that's number one. Number two, get a sleep cycle in place. Yeah. Get into bed at the same time every day, even if you are not going to go to sleep and you're going to toss and turn. It's a matter of changing a habit. You do it for a week, it'll happen automatically the next week. You will start feeling sleepy. Number three, up your water. By the clock, put an alarm on your phone. Every 90 minutes of waking time, 200 ml of room temperature water. These three things you do, 90% of the problems start getting solved. Your bloating dies out, your acidity dies out, your liver starts throwing out toxins, your skin becomes beautiful, your periods start getting normal, your hormonal fluctuations start reducing, your freshness levels come up. Three simple things in any remote corner of the world are possible.
Mind blowing a bit. Like, half of our problems today are because of stress and anxiety, and nothing else. Like most of the problems starts from here,
Yes.
and then think about it too much, and then it converts into physical form. It manifests itself into physical form or in any other trauma. And, like, following these steps are also going to help us acknowledge the root cause of the problem. Because there are so many things which are because of our childhood or because of our, like, so many traumas the people can have, like a person.
Yes.
So
Absolutely. See, we all very often, nobody will acknowledge you. Ask them, how are you? I'm fine. Everything is fine. Then they start talking about something. A lot of us don't even acknowledge there's a problem. Please remember that we live in a society where we're supposed to be having a great loving family and a great relationship, and we want to push everything under the carpet. So the little things that we experience as children in terms of being judged, favoritism, it all stays inside, buried in our subconscious. And then how does it come out? That feeling of getting judged makes us feel insecure or have a poor body image, which in adulthood starts manifesting in the form of saying, I have to do a drastic diet to be able to look this good. What is the need and driving force to look this good is what people think. How I can control their thoughts and my future. The moment you get into wanting to control, you are setting yourself up for failure. Just let go.
Let it go. That is the mantra for to live in this society, to live in this world today. Just let it go.
Let it go. See, because there is no human being who's not going to judge. No, how many people will you control? Look
Exactly.
inwards. Do your journaling or your voice recording to release your feelings at a physical level. Do those three things that I mentioned. Your life will suddenly start coming in a holistic balance. What that also does, Anjali, very seriously, is that it starts giving you an attitude of seriously, I don't really care because I'm happy here in me,
Yes.
right?
And we are in that state. We just don't want to put a veil on ourselves of anything that we feel like we just get out of that zone of showing people the fake side of ourselves. There's no fake side. We just happy in ourselves. So there's no need to put a veil to
Yeah,
hide something.
yeah. See, when you're comfortable in your own skin, how will you get comfortable is when you're balanced in your mind and body. When you're balanced in your mind, body, you will be comfortable in your own skin. Then you don't have to think of excuses to look good or appear good. I'm not talking about physical goodness. I'm talking about okay, I have this trapping and that trapping, and I do this, and I'm very famous, or I'm very have a great job, or I'm earning a lot of money. You don't have to prove a point to anyone. You are so satisfied in yourself, in your heart, because you are in balance with yourself. So your goal is to achieve what you are focused on, not what others are thinking of you. Right?
And from that achieve point, I got thought that a lot of our stress today is because of we want to achieve something, we are not on the way, or there are some obstacles in the way. So that worry of achieving so many things at once, which is like become the center of everybody's life. Like we are trying to achieve so many things at once, and we are also trying to achieve balance at the same time. But nothing is happening. There's and then we are at a very bad position, and now we want to start again. So it is like a cycle. If we
Yes.
don't balance it, we keep coming back in different forms.
Yes, that's true. Very well
We
put.
are, we are also getting stigma around mental health because
Yes.
like way back people don't used to consider mental diseases as an actual disease, but now we are at least considering them. So, what do you think where we are at emotional healing or holistic healing?
So first of all, you cannot disassociate mental health with physical health from physical health. We are a holistic being, right? So I'll give you an example. Now, if you love chocolate ice cream and you're hungry and it's lying in the fridge, what happens to you? Your mind is thinking of it, but the physical reaction is you're salivating. Okay, your mental image of the ice cream is creating a physical reaction. That is how connected mental and physical well-being is, right? Similarly, you have to meet this handsome guy and you're getting goosebumps and you're getting stomach flutters. It is in
Yes,
your mind that you're meeting him, right?
yes,
So we cannot associate. Holistic nutrition is physical and emotional nutrition combined, which is why when I gave you those three tips and talked about the voice recording, that has a direct impact on mental health. And today, thankfully, we have people talking about it. There are so many chronic disease patients that I treat where the genesis of a physical disease, the trigger, is the emotional distress that people faced, which is of all about mental well-being. Everything emanates here. All diseases. You look at WHO data, everything emanates here.
Yes. Our thoughts can change our lives.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So, but still, see, holistic healing is something should we all should opt for. But the fact is, we are not, and a lot of people are not aware about it. That we can heal ourselves just by doing these simple things. People are opting for medicines. That is not health. I personally feel that medicine can only suppress the condition that you have, but it is suppressing, and anything that you suppress comes up again in future in different.
Yes.
So why are we not doing it?
Absolutely. See, anything where we so even in our healing methodology, okay, somebody is saying that your audio is breaking a little bit, so you may need to increase your volume.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should I
Uh,
repeat the question?
Pardon me?
Should I repeat the question?
No, your audio is breaking. Why don't you increase your? Have you got a audio increaser? You can increase your audio. They're saying you're breaking a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So to those of you who have not heard the question, yeah, okay. Now Adhar is saying it's fine. Okay, okay. But you may want to repeat the question for people who haven't heard it. Then I can answer it.
The question is, holistic healing is something that we all should opt for.
Yeah,
But what we generally do is we opt for medicines. And what
yeah.
I feel is we suppress the cause of
Yes,
whatever you are having. But and anything that we suppress comes up again in the future in some
yes,
different. So
yes.
why are we not opting for something that is so simple and that is just inside our house? You don't have to go out to have a holistic healing. Um, so
Yeah.
why are we not doing it? Why people are not aware?
Because of two reasons, Anjali. One is that we do not take action or are not forced to take action till we are in physical discomfort. There are very few people who get into preventive. Okay, till you don't suffer, you don't say, okay, I need to do this. Okay, then when you have, let's say, when you have chronic unexplained pain or an issue that has been there for some time, you if you can't manage it on your own, you go to the doctor. Between the doctor and what somebody like me does, the difference in the methodology is very clear. A doctor or medical science is reactive medicine. It will save lives. We are in a pandemic. It is saving lives. God forbid somebody has an accident, it will save the person. You have any kind of health incident, but that is emergency care. So when you go for a lifestyle issue, and mental well-being, emotional well-being, physical well-being are lifestyle issues. The methodology of medical science is also emergency care, that of suppression. Okay.
Yeah.
Then you hear about somebody like me, and then you say, I'll just pop a pill. This is too difficult. It's too difficult for me to have half my plate as vegetables, drink a glass of water every 90 minutes of waking time, and sleep for 8 hours. I'd rather pop a pill and spoil my stomach lining and deal with the side effects and still suppress my problem, which may come up later. So, informed people are coming to me, but people who are still taking shortcuts about their health are not coming.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, like half of our problems are because of our lifestyle choices.
Absolutely, yeah, yeah, that's true.
Oh,
Yeah. So if you are thirsty and you opt for a carbonated drink instead of a glass of water, that choice is yours, no? But
yes,
that choice is the problem, right?
yes, that's
Yeah, that's a choice. We always have a choice.
true. This is true. We always have a choice.
We always have a choice. Everybody who comes to me and says, I am in a toxic relationship but I cannot walk out. You have two choices. You have a choice to walk out, or you have a choice to not respond to the negativity. Now, in not responding to the negativity, you've got to work on yourself on reducing your response to stress.
True.
Yeah, so that's that's one of the reasons that I'm launching a meditation course, like just a 7-minute meditation. I'm launching it hopefully towards the end of the month. Yeah.
Like you give emotional nutrition to lots of people. So I can call you a healer. As a healer, how do you get your emotional nutrition right? Your mental nutrition right?
Okay, I do two things. Um, I first of all, I am not the kind of healer or health expert who works from morning to night. Okay, people think, oh, she's so busy. She's so we are waiting to get an appointment. You are waiting to get an appointment because I will only consult with 2 or 3 people in a day, Monday to Friday, because my time for me is important. Right. What do I do in that my time? I spend that time doing my yoga. I spend that time reading and updating myself. So I do at least 1 or 2 courses in my area every year to ensure that I'm updated in my field. I spend it with my family and loved ones. These are the things I do. People who are working and who are after that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, their perspective is, oh, you could be a billionaire if you do 10 consults a day. I will spoil my mental health because each case is so draining, and I have to give so much of emotional support and advice and physical nutrition and then handhold them. It's a continuous process. I don't do single consults. People sign up with me
Yeah.
for 4 months, 6 months, 8 months. So I am continuously invested in them. I am available at their beck and call as unlimited email, and I have to have the mental well being to be able to respond to them. So that's what I do. I am my boundaries.
So, and there's also like one question which I want to ask. You said that you do yoga. So, is there anything specific that you do, or there are so many different types of yoga? There is a specific Kundalini yoga. There is Chakra yoga. So, is there anything that you?
No, so I have formulated my own and I have changed it over the years. I've been doing yoga for 12 years, but in November 2019 is when I got certified as a yoga teacher. Because I just woke up one morning and I said, I'm doing the 200 hour. And everybody around me said, seriously? Mom said, do you like torturing yourself? I said, forget it. I need to prove a point to myself. Just like I said that I re-educate myself every year about everything. So it was one of those things. So 200, so 1st November to 30th November, I had a grueling schedule at the Yoga Institute, and I was doing that. So I formally learned as a teacher after practicing yoga for 11 years in 2019. But my yoga schedule has changed over the years. Initially, it was more to rebuild because I was trying to overcome my own rheumatoid arthritis. So my rheumatoid arthritis was stopping me from even doing normal activities like lifting a glass of water, brushing my teeth, all those things. It was very, very painful. So the yoga was more about opening up my joints, sending the nutrients to them, healing them. Then when the joints became stronger, then the yoga became a little more streamlined. Recently, in the last couple of years, I have added light weights to that. So, for every stage in life, you have to have different kinds of yoga. That is why there are different kinds of yoga. There is restorative yoga, there is yin yoga, there is kundalini yoga, there is regular ashtanga yoga. So, restorative yoga is, was formed by BKS Iyengar only because he wanted to help people with chronic pain who could not move, so using props and stuff like that. Yin yoga was started in the 70s when a lot of women started getting into PCOS and other issues. So releasing your and feminine energy and things like that. So whatever stage you are in your life, choose it for that stage in your
Okay.
life.
Nobody has ever put it like this before. It is like, if you want to do a yoga, join a class. It's so simple. The
There is no
whole
one size fits all, Anjali. How can there
yes,
be? You and I are as different in our thoughts and our DNA as we look different. So how can I say the same yoga I do is good for you? Come on. I mean, so much older than you. At your stage, it's a very different kind of yoga that you would need. So you cannot have one size fits all. Yeah.
I'm loving this. Okay. One more question. That
Yeah.
there are so many alternative methods to healing, which we call as energy healing,
Yeah.
which includes Reiki and so many different forms. What are your
Right.
thoughts on those methods of healing?
So I would say that every one of those methods works in some way or the other. See, even right now, what we look at as healing or treatment is very limiting. We don't even know 50% of the human body. We don't. Even the best doctors in the world cannot claim that. Yesterday, I had a nodule on my arm because of my rheumatoid arthritis. I do have nodules, and I was, I was pressing it, and I got relief here. Now, which doctor will tell you? You've got to be aware of your body. You've got to be aware of your connections to be able to understand that. So, energy healing, chakra healing, Ayurveda, pranic healing, Reiki. In any case, Reiki has already been clinically proven to help with pain management, even for chronic condition. It's there in my book. You've read. You can beat cancer. I have quoted that. I have also quoted some examples and studies in my new book that's coming out next month, and I'm going to send that to you. It's called Alive. So,
Wow.
so how do we alive? Everybody lives. How are you alive every day of your life?
Super excited to see that.
Yeah, yeah. It is exciting. And then there are people, angels like you, who come and start talking about books like these. So, I have so much gratitude for you talking about my book. So, thank you.
I genuinely loved it because nobody has ever put it, like I'm saying this for third or fourth time. Nobody has ever put it, our human body or our holistic healing, our holistic body like that, the way you did. And that's why I really liked it.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay,
Somebody's
so
asking me, besides cancer, what all do you cure? Anything that you're finding incurable, it's not just me. We have 200 plus coaches with the holistic certificate. We have an online college with a holistic certification program. And these coaches are certified, internationally accredited and recognized to help people across the world.
yes, one more question. Uh, that what are things apart from those three things that we can do, we can adapt, like any particular food or any particular fruit that we should have, like what to do to have a quality life.
Okay, so there are two different questions. The first is any particular food or fruit, and I would say in my uh, you know I only in my healing I recommend the optimum nutrition foods, because you don't want to waste your energy eating something that is average. When you need the healing, you need to have something optimum. So in fruits, for me, number one is papaya. Okay, so papaya will cleanse your liver. Papaya will has digestive enzymes. Papaya helps women with regulating their periods. So, except for pregnant women and when you have just begun your periods for that week, don't have it. Otherwise, if you can have papaya 5 days a week, a lot of the hormonal issues in women start getting resolved. A lot of the digestive issues in men and women start getting resolved if you start having papaya 5 days a week. So for me, that is number one. Number two is apple. Uh, and it is true, an apple a day keeps the doctor away because apple is very, very nutrient dense. I remember when I was on chemo drugs with my rheumatoid arthritis, one of the first things that I did to start healing myself, because I threw away those drugs, and one of the first things that I did was I went on an apple diet. So 3 days, 3 apples in a day for 2-3 days, it just brought my pain levels down like this. So, very, very powerful. So these are my two go-to fruits, and otherwise vegetables have your antioxidants, phytonutrients, anti-cancer, anti-inflammatory. They help you if you just do it this 50% thing. No, if you have type 2 diabetes, if you are overweight, if you have high cholesterol, it starts getting dissolved. You don't even get to know because the vegetables are phytonutrients and fiber. The 90 minutes, every 90 minutes, 200 ml water is using the fiber to flush out your cholesterol and excess sugar from the body. And you will, sorry to put this out, but you will poop 3 times a day. And that's the best way to release your toxins.
Yes, true. That's the best way to release the toxins.
Yeah.
And second question, quality life.
Quality of life has to be prioritized. Set your boundaries. While you're doing all these things, there has to be a certain amount of self-respect. Yeah, being available to everybody all the time is a good thing for them, not you. Because this me time that you give to yourself is self-nurturing time. That's where you start getting your quality life. And the simple way of understanding if somebody is unwell, you don't need to go for a test. If they were generally, happy-go-lucky people, and then suddenly their mood starts changing, there's something wrong internally. Because moods are the biggest predictor of disease. Yeah. So quality of life, if your mood is good, your energy is good, your quality of life will be amazing. No, you can exercise, you can work extra, you can make your millions, whatever you want to do. Right.
It was super amazing. I learned a lot, and I hope you guys who are watching this learned a lot too.
So Anjali, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Yeah. What prompted you to ask me to do a live with you for people of your age? There must have been something that you must be feeling that, people your age need something like this. So what was that?
I like your work because you have connected our physical health, mental health, and emotional health. And that is what I do. That it is not, we always, when we treat ourselves for any disease, we treat the physical symptom of it. We rarely go for mental or emotional symptom.
Right.
And I believe we should go for it. And after reading your book, after talking to few people about it, they are like, okay, this thing can happen. Like, you can cure cancer without the medicines. How is this possible?
Yeah.
So I felt not just me, a lot of people are unaware, and this is something that we need to put out.
Yeah.
And I just took a chance and asked you, and you said yes, and I was so happy that you said yes. That okay, finally we are going to put this message out. that without medicines you can heal yourself. Without medicines you can have a better life.
Yeah.
And I feel that I have said this thing earlier that medicine suppress, and I think that can increase toxins in our body,
Yes.
and then we release those toxins. So
Yes.
instead of going for the anti-heal, we
Yeah.
should opt for this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So,
this is the
Anjali, in certain circumstances, it's not either or. You can take your medicines, but if you do your holistic healing, the side effects of the medicine starts going and your quality of life is much better. But in your generation, the awareness for holistic healing is much higher than in somebody older. So a couple of weeks ago, I was talking to a very well-known investor. He was, pushing me to saying, "Okay, why don't you institutionalize this because you are doing so well and whatever." And I was talking to him, and he said, when you talk about holistic healing, curing autoimmune, which is what I had, or cancer, in combination with chemo and radiation, or on its own, it sounds like a little bit of a fantasy. And he's much older than me also. And I started laughing. I said, "Are you serious? Are you telling me that you are not even well read enough to know about these things? There are so many people like me out there in the universe today. There are so many doctors who are saying they've retrained themselves as functional medicine doctors. What is functional medicine? What is integrative medicine? It's the same thing as what I do. With or without medication, you are triggering your body's innate ability to heal itself. Yeah.
there's an ad which says like women's bone density reduces after the age of 30, and they are
Yeah.
suggesting promoting some protein powder. And I was like, why not eat healthy, focus more on yourself? You're promoting this thing instead of this thing, which is really wrong.
Absolutely, absolutely. So it's see because that's a lack of information. So the information is that okay, women are prone to osteoporosis, so they must strengthen their bones. Nobody is talking to them about the fact that spinach, nuts, and seeds, small quantities of soy are very high in calcium, and what they need to strengthen their bones with is exercise. When your balance is better, when your strength training is better. What is yoga? It is using your own body weight to strengthen yourself. No one's talking to them about it. Everyone talks to them about saying, have milk, have milk. You would need 4 liters of milk to get your daily calcium intake. That's so harmful.
Yeah.
It's very harmful. Milk is inflammatory. It has the hormones of the cow. And the woman has her own hormones. So those hormones get all mixed up, and then they say, okay, I've got PCOS, or my cancer markers are out of range, or my inflammation is out, or my periods are off. It's because of all this misinformation out there. It's
Oh,
nobody's fault. It's just that there is no correct information.
so should we take milk or not?
After the age of 18, human beings don't need milk. Except for pleasure.
Yeah.
Because so many people who come to me with high cholesterol say, but we are vegetarians, how do we have high cholesterol? And I ask them, how much paneer do you eat? It's animal fat, no? It's animal protein.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. I will have to check some of my habits now. Okay. So let's sum it up, I guess.
Yes. Absolutely. You are the best person to sum it up.
It was wonderful. It was awesome. It was full of information and it was full of actionable steps. And I literally loved the session. And thank you so much for doing this. Thank you so much for guiding us. Thank you so much for everyone who joined this session because it was meant for you. You came here, you got something, and I hope that you all are going to put something from this session into your.
Thank you so much, Anjali, for bringing this to the forefront that younger people also need holistic nutrition. That's a point. Everybody thinks of holistic nutrition as saying that, okay, till I have not reached a chronic disease stage and I have no other option, I will only then go to holistic nutrition. So thank you for bringing this to the forefront, and I wish everybody, each one of you youngsters, Gen X out there, please follow this today. Follow the 3-4 things that Anjali and I discussed today, and you will realize that forget everything else. Your energy, your quality of life, your ability to live your dreams is going to be much higher. Thank you. Thank you. Take care. Okay. Bye.
Bye. Bye.